For a close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football, this is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Welcome to Inside the Game. I'm one of your hosts, Jaden Hart, alongside Rachel Turnock. And besides the first week of the season, I think this might be my favorite week of the high school football season.
Yeah, you know, we talked about it last week. It flies by, and it's the week where teams are just fighting for their playoff lives, trying to stay alive, trying to stay healthy, playing for pride, and if they need a win tonight, they can clinch a playoff spot especially. Yeah,
well, one of the big ones that we were keeping an eye on all week were the Central Bobcats. They controlled their own destiny. You win, and you're in. But if you lose and some other factors came into play, they would need to Weatherford to lose or LD Bell to win, and that would mean the Bobcats would have to only lose to Holton by more than 10 points. So let's see if they're heading to the playoffs next week.
Yeah, so taking a look at their game tonight against Holton, Bobcats come out with a close win tonight, 34-31. So guess what? Central, they are going to the playoffs, a huge win tonight. So Bobcats, they were going to travel back up to the Dallas-Fort Worth area to the University of Texas at Arlington to face number 11 Arlington Martin. That game will be next Friday at 7 p.m. That is going to be a bi-district showdown, a huge test for the Bobcats, no doubt.
So we mentioned teams fighting for playoff spots, but how about a district title? The 8-2A Division II title was happening out in El Dorado tonight. And
yeah, the Cristobal Cougars going down 277, Highway 277 with their 9-0 record on the line. El Dorado Eagles, number 10 in 2A. That came out this week, Division II, all going for the gold ball. The Cougars' offense has just been extremely impressive this season under junior quarterback Braden Wilcox, but are they going to be able to keep it up against that Eagle defense that has not allowed a single point in district action all season? So could Wilcox just end that streak tonight? Well,
for the District 8-2A championship, let's take a look at it. Out in El Dorado, Texas, first quarter, Cougars first pass from scrimmage. Braden Wilcox rolling out to his right to find Josh Fava, except it's picked off by Cooper Metter, and the Eagles take over at midfield. El Dorado's turn now. Kevin Covarrubias steps back, and his pass is going to be picked off by Clayton Edmondson. Back-to-back interceptions to start the game, but these defenses weren't done. Later in the quarter, Wilcox throws another interception, and again it's picked off by Metter, but the Eagles were not able to come away with any points. Second quarter now, Covarrubias is going to heave it up, hoping someone would come down with it. Instead, it's picked off by Bo Jolly, and two interceptions there to start this game. Second quarter, Cristobal trying to punt the ball away in El Dorado territory, and Elises Luñas poses a Cougar into the ball, setting up great field position for the Eagles. And very next play, Covarrubias with the quarterback keeper going around his blockers. He's into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. El Dorado would take a 7-0 lead into halftime, and they hold off the Cougars in the second half for a 14-7 win. They're the District 8-2A champs, which means next week the El Dorado Eagles will face the number one seed out of the district, will face Haskell in the bi-district round of playoffs, which also means Cristobal is the 2 seed. They'll have a date with Cross Plains next week. As far as where these games will be played, those details are still being worked out.
Huge win for El Dorado.
Yeah, fortunately for the Lakeview Chiefs, they play in a district where no matter the outcome, you're still going to be playing in the playoffs. They've lost 6 in a row. We're hoping to snap that streak tonight, but more importantly, it would determine whether or not who they would be playing, the 3rd or the 4th seed.
Yeah, and they're up in Big Spring tonight, and the Steers are 1-8 with their only win coming against Monahans. That was back in week 3. Both teams just looking for that district win tonight. Who would get it? Well, it took more than 4 quarters to decide the final, and this one went to 2 overtimes. The Steers squeak by the Chiefs, winning 42-41. So the Chiefs have lost 7 in a row, and they also finished district play 0-3. But the Chiefs going to the playoffs, like you said, they're going to face Clint in the bi-district round next week. All the details, time, date, location, that will be still to be determined and figured out. But what a win for El Dorado, handing Cristobal their first loss this season tonight.
Huge win. That was a defensive battle, no doubt, in the first half, and it looked like at times that Cristobal was going to be able to finally move the ball and a turnover would happen. And then El Dorado, that play at the end with the blocked, semi-blocked punt, and then Covarrubi's doing what he's been doing. I mean, taking the play into his own hands and scoring that touchdown was huge.
And the fact that they did actually put up points against El Dorado, first team to do that in district. But both teams going to the playoffs, and coming up right after the break, the Wall Hawks are looking to go 10-0 this season. Take that District 3-3A title outright tonight. They're hosting the early Longhorns out at Hawks Stadium. Don't go away. You're watching Inside the Game right here on KSAN.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Hi, I'm Mike. MGB wants to be your MVP, most valuable payer. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB, and you'll say,
I sold gold, and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
I'll be right back.
I am a father and a husband. I'm a professional golfer. I am a colon cancer survivor. And I fight because I want people to survive what they're going through and live long, happy lives. It's the second leading cause of death of any cancer. Probably something most folks don't know. But it's also one of the most treatable forms of cancer. So you can prevent this by proactively doing things about it. And many times you're going to find out that it's to be a lifesaver to do that.
I wanted to be a superstar when I was little, but I got sick when I was 4 years old. It was super scary being in the hospital and having all those surgeries and dialysis. It was not fun at all. If it wasn't for my mom, I don't think I would have been here. My mom gave me her kidney, which brought me and my dreams back to life. To all the kids and grown-ups waiting for a kidney out there, just believe in yourself and don't give up hope. If you want to learn more, call 855-NKF-CARES.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. Last week we saw a banged-up Wall Hawks team secure their 10th consecutive district title. They've been through the ringer this year, and you could argue that they have pretty much played one of the toughest schedules in all of the state of Texas.
Yeah, their pre-district schedule especially tested them well, facing teams like Midland Christian, Cisco, and then in district they took care of Clyde, Jimnet on the road, and then Eastland at home. They survived that scare against Breckenridge last week to remain undefeated and set up the chance to win the district title outright, their 10th straight tonight. They were hosting the early Longhorns out to Hawks Stadium. They're ready to rock and roll in this one. Wall's first possession, Drew Morrison filling in for the injured quarterback. Mason Fuchs keeps it, goes to his left, goes the distance, in for the score using his legs. Wall went for two, and they got it 8-0. Hawks take the early lead. Early trying to respond. Justin Terrence pass, that is picked off by Justice Watkins. How about that, Jaden? Hawk defense, I love watching them so much. So Wall's offense, they're back in business. Morrison hands it off to Dominic Garcia. There he is. He's tackled into the end zone, and the Hawks, they go up 15-0. They go on to win big, 49-7. District 3-3A Division I champs, you bet. 10th straight district title for the Hawks. So up next for Wall, they're going to take on Whitesboro at 7 p.m. next Friday. That game will be in Cisco, familiar place for them. That'll be a by-district showdown. And then Brady is already in the playoffs. They're going to be hosting Sonora. They are hosting Sonora tonight. They did. What a close game this was. The Bulldogs edged them a close one, 36-35. There's a three-way tie for third place in District 13 3A Division II. So both teams are headed to the postseason regardless. Those matchups still to be determined.
Let's take a look at Ballinger. They've already punched their ticket. They were taking on TLCA out at Lakeview Stadium tonight. Ballinger riding a 4-game winning streak, and the Bearcats started fast in this one. First play from scrimmage for the Bearcats, and that's 6 points courtesy of Braden Bowman. He scores on the swing pass. Bearcats up 7-0. Following a 3-and-out from TLCA, Tyler Vaughn connects with Cooper Bean. He's been doing that quite a bit this season. A lot of running room for Bean, and he's going to stroll into the end zone. The Bearcats up 2 scores, and they weren't done. Ensuing kickoff, Ballinger is going to pooch it up there, and there's not going to be any Eagle defenders even remotely near the ball, so they're going to come up with it. And then the very next play, Darian Hall takes the handoff, and he finds the end zone. Bearcats would miss the extra point, but it didn't matter. Ballinger up 20-0 after 15 minutes of action. They would cruise over TLCA 62-0. So the Bearcats, like I said, already clinched that playoff ticket next week, and they will face Childress in the bi-district round. We're still trying to figure out where that will be. And then the other team out in District 4-3A Division 2, Grape Creek, played a really tough Anson team tonight and ended up getting shut out 60-0 at home.
Jaden, are you a Jimmy Fallon fan?
Yeah, especially after last night.
Yes, he's out in Austin. Well, guess what? Later after Inside the Game, the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, he's going to do an encore with Billie Eilish. As we mentioned, out in Austin yesterday, that was really entertaining.
That was something else. Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey.
My guy McConaughey doing his thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But can we just say really quick how impressive the fact that the Wall Hawks were able to win like they did tonight with the roster being as banged up as it is. You followed this team really closely this season. How much of a juggernaut do you think they're going to be?
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. They did start off slow. They kind of made a few mistakes early in the game, but the fact that they put up 49 points, and I'm sure it was a lot of their, their second team that did that. A lot of their starters getting some rest, unfortunately, with those injuries, but then also because they're getting ready for the playoffs, because that's just their main goal, just stay healthy for next week, because it's basically going to be a new season for them.
Yeah, and I mean, they're the #1 ranked team in 3A for a reason. I think that we pretty much have gone over them all season long, and let's hope that they can kind of keep rolling and get healthy next week for playoffs.
Absolutely.
As far as Inside the Game goes, we're just getting started. #5, Hawley was taking on Cisco, or excuse me, not Cisco. That's the Ozona Lions. They had a turnaround season for the 3-2A Division I title. Stay tuned. We'll have the highlights coming up next.
Hi, I'm Darren Black with my son Chris Black and my grandkids Maverick and Presley. I'd like to say thank you for allowing Black Plumbing to be a part of your family for the past 25 years.
And we look forward to serving you for the next 25 years.
Or the next 50 years.
On behalf of the best employees in Texas, we'd like to thank you for making Black Plumbing your professional choice for the past 25 years.
The pros who know are ready to go. Call on Black Plumbing. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
Let's face it, in life, there is no free lunch.
Are you prepared? Do you have a plan?
Who can you trust?
You can trust the NFCC, the nation's largest nonprofit network of credit counseling and financial education organizations. Our certified professionals will help you learn basic financial skills and give you the tools to meet financial challenges with confidence. Come learn with us at nfcc.org.
It's your money.
Get smart about it.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Kiara, Valeria, you're in charge of setting up the database. Tali, you'll take network layering. And Isabel, you'll build out the front end. When we create opportunities for girls to stretch their minds, we give them the confidence to change the world. She can STEM, so can you. Learn more at She Can STEM.
I've got my local on. The Concho Valley is where I belong. KSAN is everywhere I go. Turn it on. I've got my local on.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. It's been a complete turnaround for the Ozona Lions this season, and tonight they had the task on taking the #5 ranked Hawley Bearcats for the District 3-2A Division I title.
Yeah, it's a huge test for the Lions. Bearcats coming in 9-0. Their offense, such a headache, putting up at least 50 points against their opponents in district play so far. So would the Lions, gotta say this, be able to tame them tonight at their place?
Let's find out. The Ozona mascot in his sweet ride ready to go. How about that? I love it. Ozona opening drive. Alec Lara screen pass to Joe Perez. He trucks his way up the sideline, breaking tackles to the house. Lions up 7-0 early. Big time touchdown there. Hollywood respond, though, on their next position. Xavier Rodello with a great pass to Austin Compton. What a catch. They tried to go for 2, though, and they didn't get it. So Ozona still leads 7-6. Later, Bearcats take the lead courtesy of a Colton Marshall touchdown, and they tried to go for 2 again, didn't get it. So the score was just 12-7. But Holly had a big second half, and they would go on to win tonight, 62-37. That means Ozona will be the 2 seed out of that district, and they will take on Alvord next week. We're still, again, trying to figure out where they will play and what time, and we will get that out to you as soon as we know.
All that fun stuff. Well, Miles was hosting Rock Springs Bulldogs, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak and win to secure a playoff spot. Huge game, first quarter, and this man has had an incredible season. Davian Martinez on the read option, keeps it. He's in for the touchdown, and Miles strikes first, 7-0. But Rock Springs gets on the board, still first quarter, and Christian Montoya takes the QB keeper in for 6. Miles, they're still on top, though, 14-7. Ensuing drive for the Bulldogs. Martinez back to pass, finds Dylan Garza up the sideline, bulldozes his way in, and Miles increases their lead 21-7. How do you like that Bulldog offense? They go on to roll 55-7, a huge win for them tonight. But guess what? A tough road for them ahead, as they got to take on a date with number 2 Albany in the bi-district round, and then Menard also out of this District 8-2A Division 2. I'm sorry. They've got number 6 Hamlin, so some top 10 showdowns for Miles and Menard, going to be a tough matchups for them next week.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, District 14-2A. Mason already won the district title outright. They went on to dominate Sabinal tonight, so they're definitely going to be the 1 seed. We knew that coming into the week, but the second game there, Center Point and Junction had huge playoff odds. Center Point gets the win, 58-48, so we're still actually trying to figure it out, because now that means a 3-way tie, and as of now, it looks like Holland would take on Junction. That's the number 1 seed, and then Mason would play either Thrall or Marlin next week.
And then Junction with that number 7 matchup against Holland. It's just these teams that, with Mason, I mean, I know we have talked about how it seems like we haven't given them the cold shoulder, but I mean, I can definitely see them making a deep run in the playoffs, because this team knows the postseason. Yeah, that team is going to be definitely one we're going to keep our eye on all playoffs because of their past history, obviously. And I mean, that region is kind of packed full of good teams. One takes out another, and I mean, hey, you might have a little bit of an easier road to a state championship. And I mean, like you said, Mason, no stranger to playing tough football games. Absolutely. And Miles and Menard got those 2 tough matchups. With Miles, good for them getting a spot in the postseason tonight with that huge win at home against Rock Springs. Yeah, Davian Martinez, their quarterback, I know you mentioned it, their offense is really like, it kind of went through a cold spell, and then this week it jumped back. Davian Martinez is actually up for the Whataburger Super Team, so you can go and vote for him, and you should do that, because obviously we're supporting our Concho Valley kids. But Miles and Menard both having big games, I mean, next week. Those teams in the Abilene area, Hamlin and Albany, they played tonight. Hamlin got the best of Albany, a little surprising there, but, you know, regardless, they're going to have their hands full. Yeah, we got some 6-man football to talk about coming up right after the break. Robert Lee and Eden, District 13-1A, Division 1 showdown. We've got highlights of this exciting thriller. You do not want to miss this. But first, here's tonight's fan cam.
We're the Cristallo Cougars, and you're watching Inside the Game.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
At Meineke Car Care, if you need an oil change, if you need an alignment or new shocks, or if you need a tune-up, we'll diagnose and fix the problem with quality parts and a nationwide warranty. When you need a mechanic, come to Meineke Car Care on Knickerbocker Road.
Hi, I'm Mike. MGB wants to be your MVP, most valuable payer. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB, and you'll say,
I'm full of gold, and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
On a Suspicious Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you're late.
I was just getting more Dr. Pepper.
Is that Dijon mustard? Are you seeing another grill?
No.
Was it her? What does she have that I don't?
She has an onion volcano. Look.
She uses propane. This is natural, girl.
Tastes the same to me.
What?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
As the daughter of a Marine, Veterans Day has always been special in our home. At Home Zone, we'd like to say thank you with free delivery for our veterans and their families. Plus, 48 months financing on everything, including this sofa with chaise, now $688. Or this super soft 3-piece sectional, now $1698. Relax with this reclining sofa and love seat set for just $1298. We have a great selection, free delivery for our vets, and 48 months financing for a limited time.
I see this ad on TV. I call, they told me to stop paying my bills, stop talking to my creditors. They'd take care of everything.
I gave them thousands, but most of it went to their fees.
Talk to your creditors directly or visit debtadvice.org.
At Meineke Car Care, get up to $15 off a diesel oil change. Get up to 50% off brake pads and shoes. And get up to $100 rebate when you use your Meineke credit card. When you need a mechanic, come to Meineke Car Care on Knickerbocker Road.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. This week we knew that tonight's Robert Lee Eden matchup could determine who the District 13 1A champion was going to be, but we also thought that it could have some playoff implications. Unfortunately, after a reported practice infraction by Very Best to the UIL, they had to forfeit that game against Robert Lee that happened earlier this season.
Yes, it's so disappointing to hear that, and it's a shame for the kids at Very Best just wanting to play, and now that'll be either Eden or Robert Lee holding up that trophy under the lights tonight. And in a twist, Shay Avance, the head coach for Eden, who used to coach for the Steers. So this will be definitely a lot of fun. Who would be named the 13-1A Division I champs? Eden getting rowdy before they come out of their tunnel. I love those things. They're a lot of fun. First quarter, no score. Hunter Rogers, check this dude out. Rolling through people, takes it down the sideline, leaps. I can't even leap that high. Uses his long body to get into the end zone. 8-0. Eden takes the lead early. Next, Eden possession, same score. Javier O'Malley takes the pitch from Julian Gamboa. O'Malley takes it to the house. See you later. Looking back at his defenders. Wow. 14-0 after a missed PAT. Robert Lee would get back into it on the next possession. Lane Fowler keeps the play alive, finds Tyler Fisher wide open downfield. That is an easy score for him. 14-8. Eden still leads it. Things took a turn after that. Eden quarterback Hunter Rogers gets called for targeting right there, his second personal foul of the game, so he is out of there. Robert Lee would score on the very next play. Eden goes on to win this one 68-22, so they are the District 13-1A Division I champs. So up next, Eden will face Gorman in the bi-district round, and Robert Lee, they've got a showdown with a tough May team ranked number 9 in the state.
Region 2 in the six-man Division I playoffs will be very interesting to say the least. I mean, this year they've got Sterling City and Garden City, Balmorhea and Rankin, and then tonight we knew that Sterling City and Garden City were playing, and that was for the district championship.
Yeah, since two days the Eagles have just been focused on this matchup with Garden City beating the Eagles last year. That sure did not sit well with them, and they want that revenge, and nothing is better than taking it on the road at the Bearcats' place. So could they actually do that tonight?
Well, surprisingly, the score out in Garden City, the number 5th ranked Eagles lost 64-46. The Bearcats get the best of them again and are the district champs. So with that being said, that means next week, or when the bi-district round starts, number 6 Sterling City will play number 5 Sterling City will play number 6 Rankin in the bi-district round for a rematch of that showdown in a slugfest earlier this season. And then Garden City, it's kind of a lose for them because even though Balmorhea lost to Rankin, they're still the #1 team in the state of Texas in at 6-man Division I, and they're going to have to go and play them next week.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a tough matchup for both teams. And then Water Valley hosting Highland tonight. Neither team's going to the postseason. The Wildcats fall 70-52. Brought and on the road at Paint Rock. The Indians do go on to win this one 66-21.
Well, a game last night that took place, #4 Blackwell. They've had a kind of a contest there with Lorraine, but they ended up pulling it out 54-38. So that means that they're moving on to play Sanderson in the bi-district round. #4 Blackwell looked great all season long, and we'll see if they can continue that in the postseason. And then we want to give a shout out to the Erie County Hornets. They are going to be playing in the Independent 6-man state championship tomorrow at 2 p.m. in Golson against the #1 ranked Bears. This game already happened out in Mercer just a couple of weeks ago, and that one's going to probably be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. A rematch, as you mentioned, and for the Independent State Championship, I will say, you know, a lot of people, and I will admit myself, kind of surprised at what Erie County has just been able to do this season.
Yeah, I think Coach Kofel, he's came in, and I mean, if you look at all of the obstacles that they had to overcome, a new head coach, first year playing 6-man, kids that thought they weren't going to be playing for any sort of state championship, and they're doing what they've done this year and get to play at the highest level of competition that they were allowed to play at. That's awesome, and I think partially it's because of the leadership that they have on their team. Their seniors are great kids, and their coach, Don Kofel, every time I've talked to him, just a great, respectful man. So let's hope they pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting, and the fact that they've already faced Baird is huge, so they can kind of watch film and see kind of what they need to do this time around, and it's hopefully they do come out with that win.
Yeah, and then you can go on to 6man.com, 6manfootball.com, that is. They'll have a stream for that game tomorrow, so if you're interested in watching that, cheering on the Erie County Hornets, trying to win their first 6-man state championship, I believe. That's what I saw on all of the Dave Campbell's and statistic websites, but let's hope the Hornets can bring one home to the Concho Valley, and then next week we'll be back. You'll be in the studio again, and we'll be doing this, breaking down all the bi-district round matchups. Big wins for Central tonight, clinching that playoff spot. So, yeah, another week to look forward to. We'll see you then.
The Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.